Cincinnati might sneak in there. They just might sneak in there
Hmm.
and have a legitimate chance to win the division.
On today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition of the Odd Coaches podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss Week 7 of the NFL season, as well as providing predictions for Week 8. Welcome to today's show. Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CKA Save Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today is my tag team partner, the Mad Dog Bashan to my Vern Gagne in the AWA in 1980. I've been watching the original wrestler, so you have to excuse me, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I haven't heard that name, Vern Gagne, in so long.
Man, I was watching The Wrestler, and I'm not talking about the one with Mickey Rourke. I'm talking about the one in 1972. It had like a 300-pound Ric Flair in it. It had Rhodes and Murdoch in it. I liked the story. It treated wrestling like, real sport, but nobody else is going to see it. But you can YouTube it if you're that bored. As I once again lost everybody with my random wrestling references. Welcome to our Top Shelf Tuesday edition of the Odd Coaches podcast, where we recap Week 7 of the NFL season and preview Week 8. In our first segment, we're going to give our initial thoughts on Week 7. Second segment, we'll give our second tier stories, and you'll hear a lot more about quarterbacks than maybe you'll ever want to hear. And in our third segment, we'll make predictions for Week 8 after reviewing my 500 level of Week 7. But Coach, what's on your mind, sir, at the top of the list?
First tier, Joe Burrow, 28 for 38, 416 yards and 3 touchdowns, defeat the Baltimore Ravens. That's
Looked good
number
today.
one.
Good today.
Then number 2 story, the Cardinals, 28. My man Kyler Murray was 20 for 28 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that was the top 2 stories for me. The second tier, I'll get to you. We had a conversation about earlier today.
All right. Well, my top tier is 1. Kansas City's in trouble. They are 2 games back, and they're, I think, all in-conference losses. So you better wake up, or this world is going to pass you. 2, the Bengals did get a big win, man. That's a big win for the Bengals. They are hot in the mix. Every game's going to mean something, and that's exciting to see. And for me, it's about the hot seat now. Man, we're 7 games in. Is there a hot seat in Miami? Is there a hot seat in Houston? Is there a hot seat in Jacksonville? And although the Lions are playing very, very hard and very well, still not getting W's, will the coach make it till Thanksgiving? Any thoughts, sir?
I think it's way too early. I think it's way too early for Jacksonville. Miami, with injuries, I don't know. And Detroit, who are they going to hire?
Touche.
Who are they going to hire? It's Detroit. Who are you going to hire?
Well, I will say to continue on with the Bengals. Man, that AFC Central, well, it was AFC North. That's a tough loss for the Ravens because it's in division.
Hmm.
What are the Steelers going to do? And we've got Cleveland with Baker's injury. Cincinnati might sneak in there. They just might sneak in there
Hmm.
and have a legitimate chance to win the division.
True.
Any additional thoughts with that before we close this segment out, sir?
I think this week just tightened up that whole division, man. Like it made it even more important now. I thought Baltimore had a little bit of a little bit of cushion, like we talked about earlier. But the Bengals is here to say, hey, we ain't having it. There's been some up and down for them, but they was seriously consistent today, and now it's going to be something to see.
All right. Well, fans, we will be right back after this brief commercial break.
Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Save Project's book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success, is being released on November 15, 2021. The book serves as both a memoir of Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes numerous personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues, including former George Mason standout, Baller and Campbell. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast. And in this segment, we'll talk about the second tier stories, and I will probably irritate my tag team partner with my thoughts. But Coach Francis, talk to me. What else is going on your mind this week 7 wrap up?
Hey, this second tier story, you put it up for the first tier, Titans over the Chiefs. I thought the Bengals game was a bigger story. Titans, we talked about earlier, they just run the ball amazingly, so they always got a chance to be in the game. If they can keep other teams' offense off the field and just run the ball, they're going to be in the game. Tampa Bay seems to bounce back. They look better. Yes, without Brown and without Gronk. So, to put up that many points was kind of impressive.
Well, I totally agree with you. My second tier thoughts are about one position this week, fans, and that is the quarterback position. And over the last week, several things have happened. 5 things come to mind, and I'm going to, just fire them out and then get my tag team partner's thoughts on it. One is the audacity of the Deshaun Watson rumor mill. The fact that this has even come up as a conversation just kind of shows how out of touch the NFL can be. I want to get my quotes right. I believe this is an article from ESPN from this past week. The Deshaun Watson rumor mill has slowed to a near standstill, with the Texas quarterback still facing a litany of lawsuits. But that could change very soon. In fact, the former Pro Bowler may be on a new team within days. The Texans and Dolphins want to finalize a trade. Coach, not many people know, but we have a lost episode about Deshaun Watson, and how could even somebody bring up the trade for him? Any thoughts on this?
Man, it's the NFL, man. If they can find a way to get it done, they're going to get their talent on the field. It's people have been convicted of worse crimes and still played. Not that his crime wasn't bad. Let's get that straight before this becomes a lost episode. Step off. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying the guys have been involved in many things in the NFL and still were allowed to play. Not that it's right, and we're not condoning it.
Yes, indeed. So quickly getting away from that, too, the Seattle Seahawks inquired about Cam Newton after Russell Wilson suffered a finger injury. Are we calling Cam, Coach? Is that what Coach Francis is going to do?
If I'm the Seahawks, yeah. I mean, it depends. If Russell is out, why not? If Russell Wilson is out, why am I not calling Cam Newton? Cam Newton's out there. He's available. He's
vaccinated.
I was going to say, and as long as he's vaccinated, because he's not under, investigation or nothing else. So why wouldn't you?
All right. And then number 3, it's been almost 9 months since the Rams and the Lions agreed to that blockbuster trade when the Rams sent Jared Goff 2 first-round picks and a third rounder to the Lions for Matthew Stafford. And although Detroit held their own, just didn't get the job done. Any thoughts on Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff? Do we feel bad for Jared Goff? Do we feel happy for Matthew Stafford? What are we thinking, Coach?
I mean, both of them. I think both of them got what they want out of the trade. I mean, so no matter about wins and losses now, I think they're both happy that they are where they are now. They both are places they feel wanted, in my opinion. So,
all right. 4, our golden boy from earlier this season is not having a good go of it. Sam Darnold got benched today.
He has no
Talk
help.
to me, man.
He got no help. Look who they played. Like, I wouldn't have kept him in the game. I mean, New England hung a 50-piece on the Jets. Okay, you're supposed to hang a 50-piece on the Jets. He should have had some of that points last week. And that's what they needed last week to beat us. So the hell with him. But you know what I mean? Yeah. So Sam Darnold, I would have benched him too. There's no need for him getting hurt. If the guy's a franchise quarterback of the future, let's let somebody else get in there. Let's rest him and keep him healthy.
Well, I tell you what, I like Matt Rule down in Charlotte, and in his press conference, he said Sam Darnold will start again next week. But we went from Charlotte, from Carolina, having a good season to bitching Sam Darnold.
He all right, man. He'll be fine. He'll be fine, man. They just we talked about the new environment, the Panther organization. Like, he's going to be fine. They just had a rough week. It's just one game.
Yeah, they need to get McCaffrey back. And I think,
they need a running game. They need a threat.
That would make things better for him.
Quarterback's best friend.
And last but not least, in my quarterback segment, by the way, you see all these expensive quarterbacks and what they get you, but that's another story. Taylor Heineke is, quite frankly, underperforming. Should the Washington football team finally bring in Kyle Allen? Should the Washington football team call Cameron Newton, or should they just keep sticking with Lambeau Leap Heineke and keep it moving? What are you thinking, sir?
I think he should stay. I mean, this growing pains. He's not going to be perfect.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you're playing at Green Bay. I mean, the young man, like, we're talking about a storied program. That guy wasn't going to go up there and, like, set the world on fire. I don't understand the expectations of the Redskins organization, but
Washington football team.
Excuse me, yeah. I take that back. The Washington football team. And it wasn't like if what's the name wasn't hurt, the old man. What would he have done differently?
Oh, I already forgot his name. It was Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
what would he have done differently? Flip.
Yeah, what would he have done differently? Give a kid a break. I mean, you're at Green Bay playing against probably the best. I know the best I've ever seen live. I've never seen Brady live, but the best quarterback I've ever seen live is Aaron Rodgers.
Did you really call Ryan Fitzpatrick the old man?
Yeah, he's the old man.
All right. Well, speaking of old, we're going to stop this segment here, carry over to strictly for entertainment purposes only in our next segment, and we'll be right back after this short break.
The vision of the CKA SAVE project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CKA SAVE project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CKA SAVE project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CKA SAVE project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasaveproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast. And in segment 3, we're going to give our predictions for week 8, as well as recap my strictly for entertainment purposes picks. But we're going to first start off with the Odd Coaches podcast top 5. And for the number 1, man, I am on the wagon with them. They have earned my respect. Arizona is number 1. Tampa Bay is number 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm riding with Tennessee for number 3 because I told you earlier they're going to be fine. Green Bay is number 4 because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. And number 5 is Buffalo. I think they're on a bye this week. And on the outside looking in, also on a bye, so they didn't have a chance to move up. Dallas, Cincinnati, Baltimore, the Raiders, who suddenly are playing well. Addition by subtraction? I don't know. And the Rams. And now, with merchandise coming soon, what do we got for the franchise 5, my friend?
I think you left Dallas out of the top 5. I need you to check again. Make sure you check.
Dallas is out of the top 5. They're 6. They didn't play this week. They didn't do anything.
So they should be punished because they ain't played this week? Come on,
I
man.
had them 6 last week.
Man,
I haven't moved them. I haven't
Cardinals,
touched them. Cardinals.
franchise 5. The Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Titans, and Baltimore.
No Tampa Bay?
Nah. Until what's the name comes back, they're gonna struggle. Like they're not better than those other teams without Gronk and without Brown and having a full complement of players. They better than who they played today. I mean,
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And speaking about playing today, again, if you follow me on Twitter, I post my games of the week before the 1 o'clock kickoff. And I had 4 games I was keeping an extra eye on. I had Baltimore -6.5 and took a huge L there. I had New England -7. They covered a plenty. I had the Las Vegas. I had the Las Vegas Raiders -2.5 with a win. And in my dumb pick of the day, and my partner looked at me when I told him and said, I think you might want to change that one up. I had Chicago +12 with the infamous, they're a professional team, beat me. Well, actually, they did. They did very well.
When you said, I was like, huh? I was like,
man, it wasn't me. It was the computer and the experts, man.
Okay.
It was an A+ pick. It was an A+ pick.
All right, A+ pick. All right, how did it working for you? As we tell
It worked out for me very well, man. So I was 2-2 this week. My goal is always to be 53%, and on the season I am 13-10, which is 56%, which again keeps going the wrong way, Coach. As I used to tell Coach Dickman when other teams went on a run. So as we look at week 8, not a lot of super games, but the 2 that I picked are really, really hot, man. We've got Arizona versus Green Bay.
Number 1 game
on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's a money game right there. Short rest, both coming off wins.
Yep.
And the other one, we're going to dust off crab legs and Tampa Bay versus New Orleans on Sunday.
Man,
that should be a good one.
That's a good one. You got me.
And
those are 2 games.
And the Raiders and the Ravens are on buys this week. So, Coach, any thoughts on week 8 preview?
First 2 games, only 2 games worth watching, in my opinion. Green Bay, Cardinals, Bucks, and Saints. That's it. That's what I have written down. Don't believe anything else is worth watching. Like I can't, I'll be writing an IEP or something. I don't know. I don't know.
And I myself, sir, will be promoting the book that is coming out. Not yet, but it'll be out soon. Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. So before we close, any final thoughts before we wrap up, sir?
And you're going to have to do something about my Cowboys not being in your top 5, but we'll talk about it later.
Well, we'll be watching them on Sunday like many of you will. But on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. And we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, be safe.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. You can follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.